Dennis Wrigley Ministries, a better way, unity, renewal and healing.
Individualism can be a great blessing, but it can also be a great curse. Individualism at its best is me recognizing that I have value in my own right, that I in fact have rights. Individualism means that you're not part of the mass of humanity. And in that sense, the message of Jesus is individualistic because he says, this is the nature of God. This nature of God, he knows even when a sparrow falls to the ground. Your name is known by God. Your name, not just in your mother's womb, but at the point of your creation. And so the individual matters. We are born one by one. We die one by one. But the downside is, if we look inwardly, introspectively all the time, because of the nature of a cruel world, we are in a survival game, and then we put ourselves first, and we stand on our own 2 feet, and we say, I'm the master of my fate. I will make my decisions about my life. And before long, the I begins to dominate. And it's me, me, me. My life, my skills, my possessions, my hopes, my fears. The way of Jesus is a balance between the personal and the corporate. And I believe that he makes it very clear to us that we cannot be fully alive if our whole attention is upon ourselves. Now, the New Age movement and many other movements today are very emphatic about this. Your healing is within you. You don't need a God. Your healing is within you. And therefore they look within for help. Therefore they are always seeking an inner life force. And so their program is self-enlightenment, self-discovery, self-improvement. And if you walk that road, sooner or later you begin to cut yourself off from the corporate experience of truth and goodness. And therefore individualism begins to fragment society. The characteristic of Christian morality is that society is brought together as one. The characteristic of the gospel is that God comes to change you and me as individuals, but he also comes to change society as a whole. If we withdraw into ourselves, very soon, I have my God, you have your God. I have my truth, you have your truth. And we get to the dangerous precipice of saying, nothing is absolute, nothing is certain. And this is the message beamed out to many children today, even in our educational system. They're afraid of giving any absolutes to our children. So we say, well, work out your own morality. You decide what's right and wrong. You decide the very purpose of life. And before long, we have a society which is rooted in selfishness. I met a group of young children at primary school. I said, what do you want to do in life? What do you want to be? Fully expecting the usual, I want to be an engine driver or a policeman. No. They all said, we want to be rich. We want to have lots of dosh, lots of money. Big car, big house. Pretty grim vision that we're giving to our children, isn't it? No, selfishness and greed are very closely intertwined. So, are we prepared to create a culture of individualism which worships celebrities? Because that's what it's about. Or are we prepared to recognize that our healing is not within us? It's beyond us, outside us. And it comes from God. God who ordains ways of living together. The God who enriches our lives in community. People need people. We need one another. And that is why Jesus got on with everybody, from the prostitute to the thief to whoever. And the need today is to avoid the individualism which creates its own religion. My goodness, in the last 150 years, all the new religions and belief systems which have sprouted out, based on an individual, invariably. And yet here we have God speaking to his people and saying, I want you to be my people. I want you to be my family. I want you to recognize the truth manifest in Jesus. And when we do that, yes, we discover our individual worth, but then we begin to see the riches of God in all people he causes to cross our paths. Let us never withdraw into narrow, destructive individualism, emphasizing our rights. Our rights. Let us begin to ask, what are our responsibilities? And we lift our eyes to the broader horizon. And children will not be wanting to make lots of money alone. They'll want something richer and fuller. And that is what the kingdom of God is about. God bless you.
Dennis Wrigley Ministries, a better way, unity, renewal, and healing. Thank you for watching.